All right, so we're still looking at solving systems of equations in three variables, but we're going to look at a couple of special cases, and this is one of those. So here I've got three equations, three variables. So let's say my first one, I've got negative 4x minus 2y minus z equals 15. And my second one, which I've labeled as equation B, 12x plus 6y plus 3z equals 45. And my C equation, the one I've labeled as C, or my third equation, is 2x plus 5y plus 7z equals negative 29. And so if you remember, I want to eliminate one of the variables so I can get to a two variable equations, or get a couple of two variable equations, and then try to solve for x and y and end up seeing if I've got an ordered triple or not. So I think on this one, I'm going to start off with equation A and B, and I'm going to eliminate the z. There's no special magic in that. I could have picked x, I could have picked y, I could have picked A and C, I could have picked B and C. Just so happened on this one, I first picked A and B. So let's see, if A is negative 4x minus 2y minus z equals 15, and B is 12x plus 6y plus 3z equals 45, if I multiply this A equation by 3, I'm going to end up with a negative 3z and a positive 3z, so I think I'll start with that. So let's see, I got negative 4x minus 2y minus z equals 15, and I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 3, and when I do, I've got negative 12x minus 6y minus 3z equals 45. Now I'm going to bring down my B equation. Remember, I'm doing AB. And let's see, that's 12x plus 6y plus 3z equals 45. I add those together. Well, look, not only do the 3z's cancel, but the 6y's cancel and the 12x's cancel. My x's, my y's, that's a y, it looks like an x right there. They all cancel, and I got 0 equals 45. Well, we know that that's not true, and so I can say that this is no solution. Now, I got to be honest with you. I lucked out. And I'm going to go to the next slide. Because I picked A and B, I happened to pick A and B, and boom, I found a no solution right off the bat. However, if I picked A and C and then went to B and C, I'm going to see something different happen, but I'm going to end up at the same result. And so I'm going to go over here to the next slide and do that. Might get a little bit tedious, but when I end up in this situation right here, when I've got a false statement, that's going to be no solution. But what if I had chosen a different route? Now I've got the same three equations, but what if I hadn't gotten so lucky and if I picked a different route? Say, for instance, I decided I'm going to go with A, C, and I'm going to pair those up. And let's see, I'm going to stick with Z to eliminate. Again, there's no magic in that, but I see a negative z right there, and I see a positive 7z right there. So that means I've got to multiply A by 7. So I've got 7 times negative 4x minus 2y minus z equals 15. We're multiplying that by 7. So that's going to give me negative 28x minus 14y minus 7z, and 7 times 7 times 15 is 105. Okay, now I'm going to add that to 12. Now we're going to go to C. That would be 2x plus 5y plus 7z equals negative 29. And I'm going to add those two together. And that gives me negative 26x minus 9y. My z's have canceled. And that's going to be 105 minus 29 is 76. All right, well, there's AC. Now, if you notice, unlike where I got lucky on A and B, where I got 0 equals 45, I still have an equation here to work with. Now, I've used A and C. I got to get B in the game, and I'm going to use B and C. I could use BA, but I'm going to use B and C. And so let's see, I'm going to go up here. I got B, C. We're going to use B and C. All right, let's see. So B is 12x plus 6y plus 3z, and C is 2x plus 5y plus 7z. And remember, I'm canceling the z. I had chosen to cancel the z out in this AC equation, so I got to do the same. And let's see, if I multiply the B equation by negative 3, that would give me a negative 21z. And if I multiply the C equation by negative 7. If I multiply the B equation by negative 7, well, let's do positive 7, then we'll do the second one, negative 3. All right, so I'm going to multiply B times 7, and I'm going to multiply C times negative 3. So, all right, let's see. If I got B, I'm working on the B equation, so I'm going to have 7 times 12x plus 6y plus 3z equals 45. Multiplying that whole thing by 7. Then that gives me 84x plus 7 times 6, 42y. 7 times 3 is plus 21z. And 7 times 145 is 315. Okay. Now, let's take the C equation, and this was the B equation. Let's take the C equation and let's multiply it by negative 3. So I got negative 3 times 2x plus 5y plus 7z, 7z equals negative 29. Multiplying all that by negative 3, and that's going to give me negative 6x minus 15y minus 21z equals negative 3 times negative 29 is 87. All right, so we got this equation and now this equation. And we're going to eliminate the z, and then we're going to solve AC and BC. So let's go. I got, let me write this again. So let me put this maybe in a little bit different color. All right, so I got 84x plus 42y plus 21z. Remember, I'm getting that from right there, equals 315. And I'm moving this here, so I got negative 6x minus 15y minus 21z equals 87. I'm going to add these two together, and when I do, I've got 78x plus 27y. My z's have canceled, and that equals, let's see, 315 and 87 is 402, I believe, 402. All right, so now I've got my result of my AC right here and my BC right here. And I still want to try to eliminate a variable. And let's see, so I've got negative 26 minus 9y equals 76. And then I've got 78x plus 27y equals 402. Well, if I multiply this equation here by 3, I'm going to get a negative 27y, and I can use that to cancel. So let's go. 3 times negative 26. Well, that's negative 78x. And 3 times negative 9y is negative 27y. Oh, and 3 times 76 is 228. But look what happens when I add these together. My x's cancel, my y's cancel, and I end up with 0 equals 630. And again, that's not true. No solution. So in the first slide, I got really lucky. I picked 2 that gave me no solution right off the bat, but for your purposes and your purposes only, I went another route, but I ended up at the same place where I've got a false statement, 0 equals 630, and that's going to give me no solution.